So over the last 7 games, the Warriors, they're allowing an average of more than 113 points per game. So they rank 22nd in league defensive efficiency since February 1st. But what makes this wild is that they ended January with the best defensive efficiency in the league. So, Richard, how much of an obstacle will the Warriors' defensive struggles be in their quest for another ring here?
Well, look, just flat out, if they do not have a healthy Draymond, they cannot win the championship. That is just
point
flat
blank
out.
Period.
Point blank period. That's it. I think Draymond knows it. I think they know it. And so I think the league knows that. And so there is a gaping hole in their defense when Draymond's there, just like you wouldn't judge the Utah Jazz without Rudy Gobert. There are great defensive players that just mean everything to their team. And even Steve said it. Without those early 10, 15, 20 games, we would not be number 1 ranked defense. That's what's carrying us right now, and we were so efficient that since we've dropped off, we're still that, and people are comparing us to that, and that's not who we are.
Yeah, I agree. Draymond Green is the anchor of that defense, and it's been remarkable what he's been able to do considering that he's 6'6", 6'7", holding down the center position. But I appreciate... Yeah, but we're hip fans, so we got to give him 6'6". We got to give him that basketball inch. But I do appreciate what Kendra said in the fact that they are hopefully getting help soon because they know they need it. They know Draymond's timetable might be a little bit longer than expected, which means the urgency is now to get James Wiseman back, and he can truly help. I would say overall, the Warriors, though, Richard, they're not a one-trick pony when it comes to defense, the same way they're not a one-trick pony when it comes to offense. You can find ways to win and play inspiring basketball. Losing to the Clippers after having a head start is very uncharacteristic of a Steve Kerr-led Warriors team. You build up that lead or you get that lead back in the second half, and then you ride that through. So I think there are points where they can realize, all right, when Draymond comes back, we're still that top defensive team. When Draymond comes back, we found additional ways to get him rest and run this offense. This is just a challenge that they'll just have to overcome.
Zach, what's your level of concern here?
Not that concerned unless it comes out that Draymond Green's having setbacks in his rehab. Draymond was the consensus defensive player of the year by a lot before he got injured. You take that away from any team, they're going to struggle. We're also talking about a really good team with big ambitions, and we're in the doldrums of the season. We're coming up on the All-Star break. Everybody wants a break. The Suns have kind of run away with the number 1 seed. Not uncommon to see a team play with a little less juice in those circumstances. And this team needs a lot of juice to rebound. That was one of the biggest questions people had about the Warriors playing small with Draymond at center. Could they hold their own on the glass? They were a top 5 defensive rebounding team at the start of the season. They've slipped and slipped and slipped. That, to me, is like effort, engagement. They can get that back when and if Draymond comes back healthy. So not concerned in the slightest. I would be concerned about the Suns being incredible and basically never losing basketball games. That would be my concern as a Warriors fan, but not the defense.
Well, you mentioned something, Zach, and I want to ask you, Richard. You know, this is actually All-Star week. I know we're coming off a Super Bowl week, so we all feeling some type of way. But, Richard, where would your mind be if, All-Star was in a couple days?
If I was who?
The Warriors, any team out there right now?
I think this is a good break. I think for every team, like Zach said, you're in the middle of this kind of dog days of the season. Everybody knows
that. Of February?
Yes, this is the dog days. Like, listen, between game 45 and about 65, those are the hardest games. Everyone's banged up. No one's healthy. You're tired. Some of your guys might be, 1, 2, 3 in Cancun. Everyone's trying to get to the All-Star break. But I will say this: the last 3 games before the All-Star break and the first 3 games out are some of the most important games you will play in the entire season, because some teams go on break early so you can sneak some wins, and some teams don't come back from break for a few games so you can sneak some wins. So maybe that's the case here in this win. The Warriors are already on the break. They're exhausting because, look, you know what? It's a long season, and this team is planning on playing till June.
But it is rare to see a team who finishes outside the top 10 in defense be able to win a championship. And so I do expect them to turn it back up again, right? But you can't rely too much on Draymond Green without that timeline still, because Draymond, he said he's headed to All-Star. He's going to take part in all the festivities with NBA 75. He's not actually able to play, and we still don't have a concrete timeline for his return.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.